It's time to head for the stars. But who's going to get there first? The tempestuous Saiyan crew or the now beleaguered good guys? Hey guys, MasakoX here. Now, this story doesn't initially strike you as a significant one within the grand scheme of things. Okay, Goku wins loads of times against people. In fact, he has become known for that, almost to a fault, to the point of annoyance for some. So why would this particular victory count for anything within the Dragon World's makeup? Well, it was crucial in teaching Goku an important lesson in humility and realizing that things may not go your way all the time, that there is a limit that can be broken if you apply yourself hard enough. It's a very good lesson. But if Goku never got that lesson, it would leave him in danger of believing that he was invincible. And when he finds out that he's not, it'll affect him even more than in the original story. So today, we ask, what if Goku defeated Roshi? When exactly? When Roshi was disguised as Jackie Chun during the 21st tournament. That was an important part of his training of both he and Krillin, to show that we'll always be a stronger guy out there for our heroes to conquer. However, thanks to Goku pulling a fast one on the old man, he couldn't realize his intentions, and this left Goku thinking he was the best around. From there, it led the young man down a slippery slope, and ultimately out of the friendship circle that he'd only just acquired at the start of Dragon Ball. However, when it came to the Saiyans arriving, it proved to you and I that despite this resentment towards his former friends, Goku here is by no means a bad guy. He's just an arrogant one. But Earth wasn't going to be subject to his arrogance, and so he took that one on the chin, for once, and did something selfless. In the last part, we saw the results of this gesture, with Goku starting to look more and more like his father Bardock, with the armor and everything, as well as the confident vibe, as he slowly gained a handle of his Saiyan characteristics, being around Saiyans, including the Zenkai boost, and then in turn, improving quickly over his brother Raditz, much to his brother's understandable chagrin. However, just because Goku saved his friends from a Saiyan coup, doesn't mean that they will never see the Saiyan again. The Dragon Balls are the prize of both Vegeta's posse, as well as the Dragon Team, in order to rescue Piccolo, who in turn will become the guy in the story to learn Kaioken instead of Goku. So that's one less technique that he would be able to steal. The race for Namek and its most prized asset starts, and with much further. Be that as it may though, the actual participants have no clue that they're actually in a race. That's only known to us. The powers of restricted narrative, gotta love it. As our Earthling crew are getting a handle of interstellar space, Tenshinhan, Bulma, Yamcha and Krillin are, unknowingly, racing against time to get to Kami's home planet before the Saiyans do, and take the Dragon Balls to get their own set back up and running again. With this new ship, there is a function that was once used only for Goku, and that is of course, the gravity chamber. Now, despite this tool for our heroes to use being around, the uptake to use it has been rather slow. The benefits are pretty impressive, but the thought of additional gravity being pressed down upon them leaves the group rather apprehensive for the long-term side effects. After much dithering though, Tenshinhan is the first one to start training in the gravity chamber, much to Bulma's dismay. He is able to kind of handle it, getting to grips with the sensation of added weight that isn't weighted clothing, all around you. He can feel the weight from all directions, and can just about get to 10 times gravity within a day or two. With this extra time, Tenshinhan is even able to help Yamcha and Krillin to deal with the initial effects. However, if you are thinking that they're suddenly going to be able to handle the likes of 100 times gravity within a week, you'll be much mistaken. They're not Saiyans. This is all due to the lack of Saiyan biology within their systems, because obviously they ain't Saiyans. Saiyans can handle higher gravity naturally. I mean, planet Vegeta is inherently 10 times the gravity of Earth, and King Kai's planet, the same. It's a popular figure in Dragon Ball, isn't it? 10 times Earth gravity and all that. Now, since humans are acclimated to just 1G comfortably, this is understandably going to be pretty tricky for the human characters to get used to in such a short space of time in particular. And they really don't get such impressive gains either that the Saiyans would. But their power still increases regardless because humanoids can adapt to different environments in time. Not to mention the fact they are much stronger than any other human already. That does help them. As our humans are not being squished, Piccolo is attempting to convince King Kai to allow him to learn more without going through the whole usual rigmarole of, telling a joke, as he isn't one for them, as you would probably be able to guess. Luckily for him, though, the jovial King Kai takes one of Piccolo's empty threats for a joke. Just so happens to be. So what? Am I a joke to you? No, just the thought of you winning against me, it cracked me up. Meanwhile, the first expedition force of Frieza, the Saiyans, who without their knowledge are being followed themselves, due to the lack of general trust from their emperor, are now travelling on. On the way to the planet, they take part in some smaller missions at the request of Frieza, because they just happen to be in the area and traversing through that location, so why not? You've got to be efficient if you're running an empire. As well as observing their behaviour to see if they are potentially going to go rogue at any moment. They're being tested. Raditz is overly cautious, while Goku is willing to take risks, which causes him to get another Zenkai when he protects Vegeta from a lucky hit from one of the aliens that tried to get him, so in order to gain even more of his trust and respect. It looked like this might have been in vain. You see, after seeing Goku on the ground not moving, the prince thought the new guy had just fallen. Vegeta is even considering to just leave him there and carry on to Namek. Oh well, he was kind of okay while he lasted. Shame he was that weak. But Goku manages to discreetly eat a senzu bean, which makes it look like he has just miraculously regenerated instantly, or that the damage had was nowhere near as bad as it was initially believed to be. When did Goku get senzu beans out in space? Does he know a guy? Well, yes. Back on Earth, before he left with Raditz, Goku was able to get a pretty decent supply of senzu beans from Yajirobe, and he took them with him on his space journey as an emergency measure and as part of his grand plan. Goku gets up, brushing off the dust from his armor, feeling better than ever. Well, Kakarot, I'm surprised you can get up. It's almost like you don't know the meaning of pain. I like that. How was Kakarot able to get up from that? It was a direct hit. Any other being would have been toast, or certainly not be able to move around like that, like it was merely a flesh wound. Raditz has no idea what, so he's just got to observe at the moment. After their last errand for Frieza, the four Saiyans finally land on Namek, when they start to look for Dragon Balls. And at first, they have no clue what they look like, Kakarot pretending to not fully remember or have trouble recalling them. They are balls, Kakarot. There's not much to remember. You may be stronger than Raditz over there, but you seem to be weak in the brain. Kinda like Raditz over there. Goku realizes that he can't stall for time much longer, and he has no choice but to go along with their plans so as to not be rumbled at this stage. They attempt to threaten the first village that they find, the one that is more peaceful, and as Raditz is about to blast one of the civilians, Goku interjects, stopping him, telling him that it would be a waste of potential resources for Lord Frieza, should Namek prove to be useful. What's going on, Kakarot? You're all over the place. First you want to be a proud Saiyan warrior, and then you want to all be like a goody two-shoes or something? Which one are you? And even Vegeta, who has watched from the sidelines for the moment, is starting to agree with Raditz's musings. But he is not inclined to jump in right now. He and Nappa are eager to watch the sibling rivalry play out. Isn't it cute, Vegeta? It's just like you and your brother. Nappa, don't you dare compare me to that piece of work. At least Kakarot has some potential. Ouch. Goku isn't done yet defending these Namekians. He says that only a stupid coward would eliminate something that could be useful later on. But this doesn't seem to work. In fact, it only serves to further enrage Raditz, who decides to go after his brother to teach him a lesson. Ah yes, I thought that would happen sooner or later. We'd best get to it, Nappa. The two elites get up and take care of business, whilst the brothers are left bickering amongst themselves. Nappa and Vegeta secure the first Dragon Ball, but Vegeta tells Nappa to not hurt anybody too much. Not yet, at least. Kakarot may have a point, and it's best not to get Frieza's attention right now. The whole village watches the duel between the two brothers, but we can see that Goku's recent Zenkais and much more obvious willingness to fight and get stuck in, against the odds, has caused him to not just surpass Raditz, but completely and utterly trounce him. It soon becomes clear that this is a one-sided tussle, and Goku proceeds to give his brother a proper drubbing in what originally looked like an even fight. Goku was holding back to lure his brother into a false sense of security before really upping the ante. Raditz, left ashamed, crawls away in order to lick his wounds. Now, even though he's really mad, credit where credit is due here. His brother is no longer the runt he once was. At least he was able to honor the memory of their father. "You humored me, Kakarot. Fine, we'll play your little game. Maybe Frieza could benefit from some more workers." Vegeta laughs. Raditz is more than aware that he has fallen to the very bottom of the Saiyan ranks. Again. Meanwhile, Frieza's ship begins its last push towards the Saiyans' location. For a while, it had held steady and merely observed the scouters from afar. Frieza's own personal troop had now joined the scout party, getting even more interested in the prospect of these so-called Dragonballs. It is now definitely worth the Emperor's time. "Looks like those Saiyans weren't lying. This is a very good day indeed." Frieza can feel excitement for the first time in what feels like years, coursing through his being. A little while later, the Earth's heroes land on the planet, only to immediately feel the power levels of the Saiyans. "What are the Saiyans doing here? And there's more of them?" The gang are left shocked, and what's worse is that Goku's here too. Oh great. Not only is this going to be a challenge, but really, really awkward. Krillin starts to think that this probably wasn't such a good idea to begin with. He thinks that they're underprepared for this. I mean, do they really need Dragon Balls anymore? "We can't back out now, Krillin," says a stressed out Tenshinhan. "We can't just leave Piccolo in the other world when we promised to bring him back." The word of the invasion force that attacked Namek has begun to spread, and after the Saiyans have reached the second village, they get surprised by Namekian warrior clan members. Well, this is a surprise. The Saiyans didn't expect such a high resistance from such a peaceful race, and are pretty shocked by how capable the green people are. And Nail isn't even here yet. This makes them do the unthinkable, and forces them to retreat, with Vegeta becoming mortally wounded in a fight with Nail, who does show up. Yeah, despite Vegeta being really strong, Nail is really strong, and Nappa is astonished and impressed.
"Wow! I didn't think these slugsters were that powerful. This ain't gonna be easy."
The Namekians and Nail choose not to pursue them, since the Saiyans haven't really offed anyone yet, and Nail doesn't want to be the first one to lay down any fallen. But he is sure that the Saiyan leader is going to be feeling that one in the morning. Goku has to then choose whether to save Vegeta or just let him pass and usurp him. Remembering his recent experience with Piccolo, he then decides to give the guy a senzu. Vegeta is shocked by the revelation of the beam and is initially furious, but after a moment he admits to Goku that he will not tell others about this revelation. He can feel his power has increased, all down to this one little beam, and he's also still alive. Man, that's a good thing. Meanwhile, the Earthlings get surrounded by Nail and his warriors, but Tenshinhan is able to convince them that they aren't the bad guys here, and tells them the story of the nameless Namekian, and that they are here against the Saiyans. They are then taken to Guru and are told on the way that for some reason the Saiyans didn't resort to taking out anybody. Well, that's weird. Tenshinhan and Bulma are intrigued to hear about this. Goku? This must be Goku's doing. Maybe he isn't lost after all. Guru welcomes our heroes to his house and unlocks everyone's potential, including Bulma's, whose intelligence greatly exceeds any other human being in history or for thousands of years to come. Tenshinhan suggests to the Namekians that they should take the remaining Dragon Balls to a secure location and prepare to defend them vigorously, as he is pretty sure that they can at least take down Nappa and Raditz at this point. He tells Nell that he is very sure that they're going to attack again. Guru agrees, though he is pretty confident in Nell's capabilities already. Goku and Vegeta decide to train in a remote location, leaving Nappa and Raditz to guard the pods. The two of them are actually really puzzled as to how Kakarot has managed to get so strong and heal the prince, and how they become so close so quickly. And so both Vegeta and Kakarot inflict one more round of Zenkai on each other in order to get a significant power boost on the quick. Vegeta is tempted to just let Kakarot pass, but he is still intrigued enough to learn more that he makes him second in command instead, much to the surprise and anger of Nappa. He also reveals that he wants the balls for himself now, and reveals to Goku the truth about Frieza. This convinces Goku that he made the right decision about saving Vegeta, and this whole expedition has actually made Goku finally feel connected to his Saiyan roots. This moment then gets interrupted by the landing of Frieza's ship, much to Vegeta's shock.
I hoped my feelings were wrong, but it seems that our boss doesn't trust us. We must hurry.
Meanwhile, the horror of Frieza's power level reaches the defenders of Namek. They become aware that the Saiyans are not the strongest threat they are going to have to face. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what do you guys think? Will the Saiyans be able to help the Dragon team, or will they leave the Earthlings to their doom? Leave a comment below, and let's get this discussion going. And I shall see you in the next video. Catch you later!